Grace and peace, family. Grace and peace. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. My hotep. Namaste. Free the land, beloved. Come on in, come on in, come on in. You know what time it is. Somebody black, talk black to me. I can't see right now any of the comments or anything or people coming in yet, but that's okay. Today is going to be a very brief war briefing, and I do not want to delay. Beloved, as you come in, please come in giving us a big thumbs up, thumbs up. Be sure to like and share the broadcast. When you do that, you make it more likely that folks will know that we're here. Many of you all know that the Vicki show is often shadow banned, which means that it makes it difficult for folks to know that we're here, and people are not getting their notifications. But I always say that at the right time, the right people hear this broadcast, and it is also why I like to seed my message in multiple fields. Somebody black talk black to be okay. I'm seeing some stuff now. Shout out to my moderator, Cool Keezy, in the building. Such an amazing conscious rapper as well. So be sure to follow him, family, on Twitter and Instagram. He's highlighted in blue. He's going to be putting important information in the chat. Thank you for letting them know how they can follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. You can follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard, family. That's VICKI. There are no double K's in my name. There are no E's in my name. There are no Y's in my name. My name is not short for Victoria. My mama said I didn't look like a Victoria. My name is spelled VICKI. Vicki X Dillard on Instagram. Dillard Vicki on Twitter. Vicki Dillard on a couple of Facebook. I got a few thousand folks on a couple of different Facebook pages. I got to get better at engaging on my Facebook channel and learning everything with that. And of course, here on my new weekly live channel at VickiDillard.tv. So thank you all so much. Without delay, I want to talk about something that's so very important. It is a brief broadcast that I also did on African Diaspora News Channel. I also contribute on that, some of my mini broadcasts. You can just say it's a type of syndication on that platform. Shout out to my brother Phil Scott. But I decided that I wanted to talk about it here too. So everybody, please give us a big thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Share, 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 share this broadcast, beloved family. And let me just say a couple of things really, really briefly, okay? This is so important, family, the times that we are in. Are y'all hearing me today? I always say that we are at war. And the reason I say that is because it's our reality. It's not to make us afraid, but it is to let us know what time it is. Talk black to me, somebody. So that we can protect ourselves and know where we stand. Are y'all hearing me today? Shout out to my Instagram family. Hey, Instagram. I see my sister Nikki the God in the building. Peace, beloved. I see Vino in the building, Eunice in the building, Simo in the building, ATM African True Moors Media in the building, Rashad in the building, Lehman in the building, and so many more. Welcome, family. I thank you all for giving us a big thumbs up, and sharing the broadcast. Shout out to my Instagram family. Instagram, I'm going to need to use this device momentarily. So Instagram, get ready to come on over to VickiDillard.tv. That's Vicki Dillard TV on YouTube, your sister with the curly braids. But family, in fact, I posted a clip of this on my Instagram page. So Instagram, be sure to check out my reels. Thank you for your beautiful compliments, beloved. Listen, so I often remind us that we're at war because we get tricked by the battlefield. See, this is a luxurious battlefield. God, today in America that we're on. So we get it twisted. See, we see parks and recreation. We see, little schools and stuff. We see malls and Whole Food. Talk black to me, somebody. We see car lots and stuff. And so we get it confused, and we are so inundated with images of Yemen and inundated with pictures of Afghanistan and Iraq. We think that that's the only real warfare because America acknowledges and openly and officially declares that we're at war, or we have been at war with some of those countries that I just mentioned. Talk black to me. Good evening, beloved. Thank you, Darnell, for your gift. Your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. Now, the reason I tell you this is you've got to understand whether you want to be at war or not. Bless our brother Kyrie Irving, but he tweeted something crazy the other day, in my opinion. Talking about he didn't come to the planet of Earth for racial tension or something crazy. Let me tell y'all something, especially my brothers. It ain't time for this little weak, mealy mouth, scared to death energy. No woman, not an intelligent woman, that is. Your gift is blessed 1,000-fold for your badge on Instagram, Miss Val. Thank you, beloved. No intelligent woman wants a man that just has big muscles and she's always worried about whether or not he's going to go to prison because he's always fighting. We want you to use not only your arm muscles and your chest muscles and your fist. Talk black to me. We want to use that muscle that's called a brain. God, today. We want you to be intelligent and strategic and tactical in how you move. You all know that your sister with the curly braids, I don't advocate being the aggressor, unnecessarily engaging in stuff, but you all understand where we are, and don't be crazy though. I don't want to see any more footage of a man recording his woman getting the brakes beat off of her, or his mama. I don't want to see no black man holding his phone talking about I'm recording this while they beating the brakes off your woman. Slowness. That's outrageous. What can we do with that? What am I supposed to do with you recording me, fool? God, today. Talk black to me. It's an anti-bussification thing we believe in. Talk black to me. That's right, beloved. Thumbs up, share, share, share. We tell you this, and get back to Kyrie, when he tweeted some little, talking about he didn't come to the planet for some racial stuff, and he probably said that, because a lot of pictures of him out there with some folks that are pretty controversial, and he trying to make sure that he looks, whatever. We do have to be tactical, of course. And of course, y'all all get on my nerves with this extracurricular apologizing. But nevertheless, he tweeted something like that some time ago, and I responded to him on Twitter and said, let me tell you something. There is a such thing in war called a draft. Somebody say a draft. Somebody say a conscription. That means that your government in some cases have the right to enlist you in a war, whether you want to be in it or not, whether you volunteer or not. Baby, it's voluntary or involuntary compliance. Talk black to me, somebody. Want to hear no mess like that? You better take a look at your life. You better take an assessment of your life and ask yourself, for what reason were you brought on the planet for such a time as this? You better think of some of the difficult circumstances and situations you found yourself in. You better think about some of the skills. You better think about some of the challenges that you had and that you might be positioned for such a time as this. Let me tell you something. If there are bullets being shot at you, you're in a war, beloved, whether you want to be in it or not. Instagram, please come on over to Vicki Dillard TV on YouTube, or you can reach me directly at vickidillard.tv. Oh, I just lost. Can y'all see me? Okay, I'm back. I hope y'all can see me now because my screen just went blank. Everybody hit that thumbs up, thumbs up. My sister Nikki said that feminine energy, baby. You better tell them that feminine energy. Talk black to me. Like it or not, you're in a war. So now that you know bullets are being shot, while the bullets are being shot and you ducking, are you going to just sit there and say, I didn't sign up for this? Can you imagine? Pew, 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 pew. Can you imagine one of the bullets hit your car and all of a sudden your car on fire, and you still with your car on fire, ducking and dodging, sitting up there talking about, but I didn't want to be in this. Pew, you ducking. Why is this happening to me? Pew, what you look like? You didn't get here on your own. You are made up of a royal lineage, a royal DNA. You better figure out who you are. You can join my spiritual course at VickiPlanet.com. Shameless plug. You better join while you can because the prices are getting ready to go up because what I drop shapes your life. So yeah, the price is getting ready to go up for VickiPlanet.com. That's my weekly mastermind. You're not finna win nothing just in the 3D, stuck in the matrix, and you think you're gonna win just doing political moves? Black family, we're gods and goddesses. We're the original man and woman on the planet. We have always used interdimensional powers. It's in the recent history. When I say recent history, in the past recent few thousand years, that we start lowering ourselves to just politics and 3D matrix bound living. You ain't brilliant because you can read the newspaper and articulate it. Spooky on my Instagram said, just like Harriet Tubman had to fight in the Underground Railroad. That's right, sis. The reason we respect Harriet Tubman is because she didn't wait for white America to give us voting rights to bust a move. Let me hit my gavel. The reason we respect her and the Nat Turners and so forth is because they took their freedom in their own hands. They didn't wait for Massa and Miss Ann to decide they was going to pass some legislation. As I teach my students, God means one with force and power. Goddess is one with force and power. And I've taught you repeatedly, if God doesn't move, you move God. That's what they did. That's why we respect them. Sitting up there waiting for your oppressor to decide one day they're going to make it official. When they start to scratch their unwashed bodies and decide today, okay, I think I'm going to let Mamie free today. What you look like? Thumbs up, share, share, share. It's time for us to use our divine magic, beloved, to get free. Y'all play too much. Now, with that being said, you better prepare yourself. And again, your sister with the curly braids, Vicki Dillard, never calls for you to be the unnecessary aggressor. We're not going out taking folks' lives and being crazy. Talk black to me, somebody. Stop asking crazy, low vibrational questions like, who moved God? What are you talking about? Join VickiPlanet.com and I can let you tap into my world. God, today, if you confused, got to pay for that. Talk black to me. Instagram, I need you to come on over now, Instagram, real quick, to VickiDillard.tv on, that's my direct link, VickiDillard.tv, or go to Vicki Dillard TV on YouTube to join me. Eiffel Darrow, my brother from North Carolina, pure physical perfection. Thank you, lady. You one of my biggest fans. Thank you, beloved, and all of your yummy compliments. I need to use this device, Instagram. So y'all come on over now to Vicki Dillard TV. And all of you that gave a badge on Instagram, your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. Thank you so very much. Thumbs up, thumbs up. All right, Instagram, I'll see you in just a minute. Okay, family. Now, I'm fixing to put this up real quick. And while I do that, beloved, I want you all to continue to share. Share this broadcast. Talk black to me, somebody. We're in a war whether you want to be or not. And you better hurry up and get on code so that we can win this thing. Talk black to me. Now, I want to play you this footage. And this video is like I said, I did this already on the African Diaspora News Channel, but I wanted to talk to you all about this because this is what's going on. Talk black to me. This is something that took place. We have been waiting for these audio tapes, and I know we don't really use the word tapes nowadays anymore, to be released. And now that they've been released concerning Wilmington, North Carolina police officers, I want you all to hear what they said. I'm almost done with this. Like I said, family, I want you all to be go to my website at VickiPlanet.com. Be sure to join my email list. I got a whole bunch of yummy things dropping this winter, and I don't want you to miss it. We'll give you notification when you are a part of our email list at VickiPlanet.com. That's VICKI Planet.com. Thank you, beloved Julie. All y'all kinds compliment. SM, your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. Assalamu alaikum, Sister Vicki. Sending everyone greetings from New Orleans. Wa alaikum salam, New Orleans. I can't wait to get back to New Orleans. That's a magical place right there. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Okay, family, I'm trying to put this up. Wow, Vivinny, $450 super chat. Beloved, your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. You said, sorry, my sister, but my cash app is tapped out. End of the year blessing, don't stop. But beloved, your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. I can so appreciate whether it's a $450 gift or a $10 gift or a $5 gift. Whenever you all give to someone like me, invest in someone like me, do you all know that you're keeping your war chest fat? Do you all know that you make it possible for me not to compromise and for me to continue to do what I'm doing, using my upcoming book, using my upcoming album, using different platforms that I see my message through? Do you all know that this is why we're unstoppable? Do you know what you're tapping into when you invest in real power? Do you know what you're doing for your family? Do you know what you're doing for the Black nation at large? Do you know what you're doing for the world? I give thanks. Watch this. Watch this. Here I go, family. Give me just a second to pull this up now. I want you to hear this. Some of it is blocked out because of copyright issues. So you all know we follow the rules on the Vicki Show. Talk black to me, somebody. We follow the rules on the Vicki Show. And I want you to watch this clip very quickly. Here we go. Copyright Act of 1976, allowances made for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Copyright Act is what's the rest of that thing? Anyway, we covered. Talk black to me. I ain't gonna go through that again, which I didn't even finish it. All right, family. Okay, I'm posting that now. Let me get ready to pull up this audio. Talk black to me, somebody. This is what we're going to talk about. You all know I have done back-to-back shows letting you know, giving us more than enough evidence. We intelligent black people knew this anyway, but some of you all don't believe fat meat is greasy. You all wait for, stuff to be official before you finally. See, when you're too slow and you don't listen to intelligent folks like me, who are tapped in both magically and naturally, who are not bound just by the 3D. See, when you move with folks like us tell you to move, even when it looks like we don't know what we're talking about, when we tell you, no, this is what's important, when we tell you to pay attention to this, that's when you have the edge and the advantage. You don't get nowhere. You're going to always be 10,000 light years behind the enemy when you wait till the enemy officially admits that they're doing something that we told you long time ago they're doing. Do you understand what I'm talking about? It's hot in here and stuff. I'm sweating. God, today. Y'all play too much. Thumbs up, thumbs up. What is it, Vicki? Okay, here it is. Now, I want you to watch this. I just took the video that I provided some time ago. They recently streamed this on African Diaspora News Channel where I provide content. I want you to watch this video. About these race soldiers working for the... It's coming up. Let me turn it so you can see it.
Civil War, go ahead and wipe them off the map. That'll put them back about 4 or 5 generations. Because, and you know what? The good ones can go live in their little communities and they can do what they want to do. Just stay out of my way.
That's former Wilmington police officer Kevin Piner talking with another former officer, Jesse Moore. The conversation was recorded on a police cruiser camera, which was accidentally activated.
But if we do not get a handle on this, we are not going to have a country for our kids to be raised in.
In the days before, police and protesters clashed in Wilmington following national calls to end police brutality after the murder of George Floyd, a black man in Minneapolis.
You told me tonight, you said, all right, tomorrow's a PURGE day, get as many as you want. Do not go down there. I'd go down there and slaughter them mother.
The recordings were not only created by chance, but also discovered by chance when a supervisor conducting random audits of video footage decided to take a listen.
So I just sat down as a supervisor. We're supposed to review a video from each person every month. And I just sat down that day saying, I'm going to try to knock a few out today. And that's what I was doing.
That's the supervisor who discovered the videos talking to Wilmington Police Department's internal affairs after she reported what she found. The court evidence exclusively obtained by WECT included not only the racist recordings, but 4 internal affairs investigations as well, including the 3 officers captured in the recordings. Both Jesse Moore and Kevin Piner admit that these are their voices in the recordings, and both say that the conversations were them venting, something internal affairs wanted to know a little bit more about.
You just used the term, and then you follow that up with having taken to a Negro magistrate. And so what's going on with that? Is that just how you vet?
So yeah, I shot my mouth off. Shouldn't have done that. That's not who I am. I'm not a racist.
Keisha James, an attorney with the National Police Accountability Project, says regardless of stress on the job, this was more problematic than just venting.
It's really hard to believe that these officers were just venting, especially when you have them calling for civil war and you have them using racial slurs.
There's no doubt law enforcement is a stressful job, and in recent years, there has been a strain between the community and police. Both Piner and Moore told Internal Affairs that the tension at the time was reaching a boiling point.
The whole thing that started this whole conversation, man, it's just that I'm just at a breaking point, you know.
For many, the hate-filled language from the now former Wilmington Police Department officers came as a shock. But for Piner's supervisor, who found the recordings, it wasn't.
So did what you hear on the video surprise you?
No.
The supervisor explains how she overheard similar, albeit less inflammatory conversations during lineup in the prior days. On the larger level, James says it's not the fact that the...
Did you all hear that? The white female supervisor who quote unquote accidentally or randomly found it said this was not uncommon. How many broadcasts have you seen me do over the years where we have provided you evidence where bona fide, certified, official race soldiers who are officially a part of white supremacist organizations were replete throughout the U.S. military, throughout the ranks of the military and law enforcement? This has been official. You all understand we have bona fide cases of Black men and women that were tortured in American prisons. There's a recent situation where I think a couple of dozen Black men talked about how they were sexually assaulted in the lockups they were a part of. You all know that I've done back-to-back broadcasts from my day ones of the torture of our brothers who received restitution out of Chicago.
Start collecting and breeding your dragons today. Download Dragon City.
That was a commercial. Thumbs up, family. What's his name? Bird. Let me try to pull it up. Y'all remember that Bird situation out in Chicago? Torturing Black men. I've done so many broadcasts on this. This is one of the old school images. We're not talking about in the 1950s and 60s. We're not talking about 20th century, 19th century, 18th century, 17th century. Look at this hard to look at white supremacists. Let me give some of you a little bit of background in case you're not familiar with a little bit of this. I'm pulling from a 2006 piece from John Conroy talking about the police torture scandals and who's who. The special prosecutor's report on Chicago's police torture scandal is expected to be issued shortly, perhaps in a matter of days. Again, this is from 2016. Special prosecutor Edward Egan has uncovered 192 victims, and it says there may well be more, claiming to have been abused by John Burge and detectives. I said Burge, but Burge, B-U-R-G-E. And detectives serving under him from the 1970s into the 1990s. How many of you all were born within that time frame? We're not talking about in your mama and your grandmama and your great grandmama's day. From the 70s to the 90s, scores of them not identified in any published list. The scale of criminality is immense. Hundreds of assaults. Most victims were subjected to more than one attack. Hundreds of acts of misconduct qualifying as felonies. Some detectives called to testify in various proceedings may have committed perjury on 5 or more occasions in a single case. All of the known victims are Black. Some were sent to death row on the basis of tortured confessions and perjured testimony by police, and many are still serving long sentences. All of their confessions are suspect. Most of the accused police officers are white. Many have been promoted or have retired with pensions. You pay your torturers. You pay your killers. Some of the prosecutors informed of the torture are now judges. Let me say that again. Many years ago, your sister with the curly braids was suing judges. Because of their complicity in illegal activity that I alleged in both federal, state, and local court. I'm going to say it again because you might have missed it. Most of the accused police officers are white. Many have been promoted or retired with pensions. Some of the prosecutors informed of the torture are now judges. One serves on the Illinois Appellate Court, and one is the mayor. The reader has reported at length on various aspects of the scandal since 1990, when we were the first to disclose that a torture gang had been operating in the South Side's Area 2 headquarters. Here, in an attempt to provide some context in advance of the report's publication, is a breakdown of officers and officials who have some role in the scandal. John Burge, B-U-R-G-E, a South Side native, may have learned to torture in Vietnam. Let me stop. Where he served in 1968 to 1969. Veterans of his company have reported that they participated, y'all listen to what they did to our Black family while they were behind bars. Some were on death row. Many confessed to crimes they didn't commit because they were being tortured. And you all call it Black on Black crime and gang banging, and why can't y'all stop killing yourself? Some of this is in the mix of that. I'm not saying we don't have those issues, but you got to understand it's deeper than what you're saying. Thumbs up, everybody. Thumbs up, thumbs up. These are broadcasts I've been doing over the years. Some of the reported veterans of the company have reported they participated, watch, in what? Electrical torture of the Viet Cong. How many of y'all remember learning about the Viet Cong? Suspects, shocking them using hand-cranked field telephones. Y'all ready for this? This is why geopolitics is just as important as domestic politics. Why? Because a similar device was used to shock suspects at Area 2. That's in Chicago. Both places, the torturers often targeted the genitals. Y'all better wake up and smell the begonias. For more detail, it says, see the reader's tools of torture, February 4, 2005 piece. Byrd became a police officer in March of 1970. Promoted to detective at the age 24 in 1972. He was assigned to Area 2, his old neighborhood, and an area experiencing rapid racial change. Whites were fleeing as African Americans moved in. The first publicly known complaint of electrical shock interrogation at Area 2 dates from 1973. In the years that followed, Burge was promoted and served in other locations and returned to Area 2 in 1981 as commanding officer of the Violent Crimes Unit. Burge's slow undoing can be traced to the 1982 arrest of Andrew Wilson for the shooting deaths of 2 police officers. Wilson's account of electric shock, some of it aimed at his genitals, didn't provoke a response from the Cook County State's Attorney Richard M. Daley. That's from A Death to the Screams, August 1st piece that they did in 2003. But in 1987, the Illinois Supreme Court, suspicious of Wilson's many injuries, granted him a new trial. This is why I say you better check on your family in prison. He was convicted of a second time without the use of his confession and sentenced to natural life. In 1989, during Wilson's federal civil rights suit against Burge in the city, anonymous letters addressed to Wilson's attorneys at the People's Law Office said that he wasn't the first person to be shocked at Area 2. Eventually, the PLO compiled a list of 105 African American men who told not only of being shocked, this is one of the many, 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 many reasons your sister is like this. Not only of being electrically shocked in the genitals, family, but of suffocation with plastic bags and typewriter covers. Some of you all didn't grow up like I did. I'm in my 40s, about to be 44 in January. I grew up in Mississippi. My mother typed often. She worked for the city of our town, and she also did the bulletins and was secretary for our church. So I was used to those old school typewriters, and those old school typewriters had those plastic covers on them. Y'all know what I'm talking about? They used plastic bags and typewriter covers and other forms of torture and abuse inflicted by Burge and detectives under him at Areas 2 and 3. Instruments they described, including a hand-cranked electrical device, a cattle prod, and a violet ray machine, also known as a shock wand. Oh, I got a wand for you. A medical instrument now sold as a sex toy. Dismissed from the police force in 1993, but never charged with the crime, Burge lives in Florida collecting a police pension. This is from 2006 piece. He ended up going to prison, but not based on the crimes against Black humanity mostly. It was some technical things that he went to prison for. Torturing hundreds of Black men in particular. Other white officers included. I'm just giving you this as just one of many cases in these United States of America. Talk Black to me, somebody. Talk Black to me, somebody. And it don't stop. When I showed you that piece just a minute ago, and you think about these police officers and these race soldiers that sat up there and said, they specifically used the word purge. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? Did they use the word purge? Civil war, yes, while you sitting here playing, calling on the Lord and talking about forgiveness with your funny looking self.
You have a civil war, they can wipe them all out. That'll put them back about 4 or 5 generations.
Family, I want you to listen to this very, very disturbing tapes that were leaked about these race soldiers working for the Wilmington Police Department. Listen to this.
You have the Civil War, go ahead and wipe them off the map. That'll put them back about 4 or 5 generations.
Listen to what they're saying. They said call for a civil war, a purge. He said it's going to set them back about 4 or 5 generations. Black family, they're thinking long term. Out left Jim Crow Joe Biden, a couple of months before taking the oath of office, said America was doomed in part because of black people and because white folks in America are going to be the minority soon. They are understanding, yes, the long game. Why you sitting here playing?
And then you know what? The good ones can go live in their little communities and they can do what they want.
He said the good ones can go live in the little community and do whatever the F they want. Who are the good ones? The reason they don't like our brothers that got that street energy. Those wild ones that don't follow your rules of civility and how they call out the architects of white supremacy. Like some of the ones that Ye called out. The ones that created anti-black chattel slavery, modern Jim Crow, past Jim Crow. The ones that disproportionately still control stuff. They don't like the gangbangers. Those with those energies. See, Mr. Farrakhan said a long time ago, those are our real warriors. He said they just need some wisdom. They don't like those ones. See, they call the rolling types and you weak black males who are scared to death, they call you the good ones.
That's former Wilmington police officer Kevin Piner talking with another former officer, Jesse Moore. The conversation was...
So if you got untold numbers of official white supremacists that have direct ties to white supremacist gangs throughout the military, who's sitting up in the White House saying that America is doomed because of black people and because white folks' numbers in Americas are dwindling. You got them on the police force. What y'all think is getting ready to go down? While you sitting up here talking about I didn't come to the earth for racial tension. He said it's going to set them back. The police, 4 or 5 generations. They're thinking hundreds of years down the line. And all you worried about is your 4 and no more. Talking about whether or not we ought to get reparations or not. And then you wait for stuff like this to leak before you decide to say, what? Wow. Oh my God. I can't believe it. It's already too late for some of you when you wait for them, the enemy, to admit that's what they're doing. And let me tell you something. Do you all keep seeing how a lot of these audio, video, and all kinds of other, whether folks are hacking into it, like the whole WikiLeaks thing? Are you all seeing how when they didn't realize that they were being recorded, when they thought that they took extra steps to conceal their evil, to conceal their war strategies, to conceal their thinking under color of law? Do you see how this keeps happening? Their plans are being leaked when they're taking great strides to cover it up. This is what I'm talking about when I'm saying that our invisible court is working with some of us to leak it, to expose it. Do you understand what I'm talking about? There's an army you can see, and then there's an army you can't see. And beloved family, when you start to get on code and we start moving in the right direction together where it matters, your environment, the earth itself, the universe itself begins to cooperate with you. See, some of y'all ain't ready for that. The reason you ain't ready for that is because you just move off of logic. Spiritual, magical data and information is still a consciousness. It's still an intelligence, but it's one that you don't know how to work, so you dismiss and mock it. You never hear me suggest to just do spooky religious spirituality. The type of stuff I'm talking about is the kind of stuff that some of our ancestors used, like the Black American Moors did when they fought the American beast right here on this land, and they activated their invisible army. Like our Haitian brothers and sisters did. Keith, not just moving on facts, baby. No! You can get downloads that you can't see and be right about it. We're integrating all forms. Get out of that 3D thinking. Go to somebody else's channel for that. That's what separates me, baby. I do physical, metaphysical, natural, supernatural. I wanted to show you this as one of many examples. They literally use the word purge, civil war, and they are planning and plotting for hundreds of years down the road. Let me tell you something, Black family, we are well able, but we must focus on and remain focused on what's most important and move as a divine unit. And we must continue to economically empower ourselves. Yes, with the one hand, demand reparations, but with the other, build Black businesses and support each other. On the one hand, cater to the unique needs of Black Americans, Native Black Americans, foundational Black Americans. And where we can, connect with our Black brothers and sisters in the diaspora. I said where we can. We don't have the luxury of throwing away different kinds of soldiers who are strategically beneficial to us. Did you hear what I said? I said who are strategically beneficial to us. Got that kind of luxury? I told you when I was in the belly of the beast, I learned to embrace those dark energies. I learned to embrace for real criminals that had my back behind my back. How you gonna turn up your nose at who you call a criminal or a dirty soldier? When I went through America's official justice system and America gave me the big fat middle finger. She did us no justice, just like Mr. John Bird, just like the anti-Black now mayor and prosecutors and judges. The hell I look like not embracing that. It's how you use these different energies. Talk Black to me. In the belly of the beast, sitting up there trying to be all feminine and stuff, when I'm dealing with a whole nut. Sweetheart, don't touch my stuff, baby. Okay. Those are my clothes there. I'm waiting in line to wash my stuff. Please don't touch that. The nut did it anyway. Acting wild and this kind of stuff. Okay. How are we going to do this? Come on, talk Black to me, somebody. Magically. some days later, just magically, they just sweet and kind. And then I found out later that the for real criminals that was doing for real crimes. God today! Behind the scenes said, didn't Vicki say? Didn't she tell you? Not, didn't she? God today! One time I was in the washing area or something, and one of them was acting crazy. I'm talking about crazy. And I don't believe in violence, but don't be playing though. Just don't test me. Because I don't be knowing what's gonna happen myself with me, you see. So we just need to keep it light and feminine. And while I'm sitting here trying to negotiate, thinking that you still had all of your mental faculties intact, I was still thinking that your neurotransmitters was properly doing its thing. And if a real criminal came along and say, blankety blank, blankety blank, the person that came to and said, yes, ma'am. I said, okay, thank you, God. This is the Lord. I gotta go. Family, I just wanted to show you this briefly because the war is real. And we're well able. Talk back to me, somebody. And we're not gonna get it just using one type of weaponry. Y'all better hear me today. My brother Keith said powerful stuff. Indeed it is. Wish I wouldn't embrace it. You got me mixed. What you talking about? I'm following all the rules and regulations. Don't even speed. And you think I'm finna throw this power, this what you call, you got me messed. Please, Negro, we at war. Wish I would throw this away, dummy. And it's a strategic advantage. I shut up in the feds. God today. This is spirit. This is divine. This is the Lord. Funny looking self. Y'all don't know about that. Y'all ain't ready for that kind of dirty power, are you? Please. I'm talking about do all things responsibly, all things righteous, and all things up. Come on, talk black to me. All things righteous. I remember one incident, I was dealing with this long-term criminal, been transferred to all kind of prisons and stuff. Watch this. And she was doing this weird stuff just to piss me off. And y'all, some of them be doing that look, what we call in the belly of the beast, gay for the stay. They got husbands, wives, children, all kind of stuff. And then when they come into prison, they do their thing with each other, acting like they child police. They was doing that stuff in the unit that I was in, and they know don't do that mess in my space. So they wanted to try to disrespect me. They had lookouts and everything. They knew my schedule when I was coming back and stuff. They was looking and all this kind of stuff. And this trick was doing all kind of stuff. She just did all kind of just to try to torture me. Weird prison stuff. Watch this. I had to do what I had to do. God, today. I had to be wise and stuff. To learn how to use a different type of magic, different kind of thinking and power. Shoot. And because the prison staff member had a problem with me, because the prison staff member was trying to obstruct my legal rights while I was locked up, she refused to address the issue with this nut. So I had to do what I had to do. What you had to do, Vicki? I ain't finna say that to the world, fool. Just I did what I had to do. And I did it. And then when I did it and stuff, they called the girl so fast to get the hell out. Watch this. I'm going to show you something here. So when this madness was packing up to get the hell out of my unit, because I did what I had to do, because the little prison staff was giving me hell too and didn't want to do nothing. She wanted that girl to stay in there and torture me. Watch this. Did what I had to do and it worked. Watch this. While the girl was packing her stuff, they was hollering her name all over. Get out. Watch this. The girl was packing her stuff. She looked at me, y'all, and she whispered it like this. It was like TV. It was like a movie. It was from a script. Because she knew this is this supernatural power, this girl right here. Watch this. This is what she said. She said, you won, Vicki. You won. Yo! Instead of me screaming and hollering in her face and be like, well, yeah, fool, watch this. This is what I did. I said, do you want me to help you pack? Because they had given her garbage bags. I was trying to be of loving kindness and of help. And she whispered it, y'all. She didn't holler, scream, or nothing. All that wildness, them demons that was coming out. Watch this. This is what she did. She said, You won, Vicki. You won. Duh. Even when I'm losing. God, today. Even when it looked like I'm losing, I'm winning. She said, you won, Vicki. While she on the floor with her knees packing her stuff, y'all, at the locker. She said, you won, Vicki. I didn't boast and all that in her face. Be like, yeah, fool. I said, would you like for me to help you back? You want it? I'm looking for garbage bag. You want to help you? Let me help you back. That's how this work. This how this will work. Talk black to me. I'm your sister with the curly braids, Vicki Dillard. More to come. Make sure you subscribe and like. Again, go to my website. Check out my yummy products and services, VickiPlanet.com. Follow me on Instagram at VickiXDillard. Share this broadcast. I can't wait to see you again.